Yeah, so the Infernal Engine, custom scripted games, and AI agents. Um, it's kind of a big topic, and it's kind of a hard topic to dive into. As I was telling Six yesterday, like, we want to show people, how to do stuff with AI agents and, you know, make use of them in game beyond just, an agent standing there that you can go up and prompt and it'll say something back. Um, Nifty exposes a bunch of data to the AI agents. Um, everything from world tick messages every 10 minutes, game complete events. Now we have fish caught um, event data sent to our agents, and your typical chat message. So the Infernal Engine is using the game completed data um, that agents send over to um, message the person in Discord, and two, feed the Infernal Engine. And for those of you who don't know, the Infernal Engine is a Discord bot that's been going for about a year now. What's up, Turbo Dragon? Did I see that right? Turbo's here? What up, bro? Um,
Yeah, Turbo's here as well. Chill.
yeah. I saw it down there and I was like, what the hell? Mega distracted, so I have really bad ADHD. I get distracted really easy, so I apologize. What's up? Yeah, I guess we should do that, huh? I'm just gonna go over here and share. I'm just on over here on Win at Willie's right now, standing in front of the Infernal Engine. Um, but yeah, so the engine is kind of unique, so it's using some of the information that Nifty is giving us to do something different. The standard thing to do with what Nifty is giving us with that data, would be to send an NFT. They're giving us players wallet addresses, and they're giving us players Nifty unique user ID. Um, the easy thing to do would be to send an NFT to that user's wallet. Um, we do that for several things. In fact, you can get an NFT sent to you by feeding the Infernal Engine. But what we're doing here is matching the wallet addresses to another Discord bot I have for Skelly friends that is um, verifying NFT holdings. So I'm already getting wallet addresses. So since Nifty is um, sending me wallet addresses and I already have them, by matching these in on the back end, so I can resolve the user's Discord ID and tag them in Discord and feed the engine in Discord. So with what Nifty has allowed in this most recent update, um, up until the other day, all they were sending us at the end of the game was the player's unique user ID, their in-game username, and their wallet addresses, and they would arrange um, the order in which they sent all the players of a game in the order that um, they landed in the standings of that particular game. Now, Nifty has updated this world information, this game complete message, to give us player name, um, rank in the game, and score data. So I've been able to update feed the Infernal Engine now, so when we play it, the amount that you feed at the end of the game reflects your game score or your game score. And then AI agents. And we've already had a couple learn from a legend sessions where We've set up AI agents. Spencer did one, and I did one about a year ago. Kind of a little bit outdated now with the way stuff has changed with Eliza. I'm not going to cover that again. I can give you guys the link if you want, but it's docs.elizaos.com. If you go to their GitHub, you can find it. It takes literally 3 minutes to install Eliza locally on your machine. Let me pull it up here for you. I suppose I could do that. Boom, boom. Again, yep, I like to use Eliza. It's super simple to set up. Oh, my cat is chewing on a power cord. Again, I have enough distractions. I don't need more.
Stream it.
At least it's a power cord that's not plugged in, but still, we don't want to be chewing on those. Not a good habit to have. So yeah, Eliza. So elizaos.ai. This is the docs.elizaos.ai. It is super easy. Oh my goodness, she won't stop. It is super easy to install. You just need a couple of things. You need Git Bash. Download that. You'll want, an OpenAI API key, or I prefer OpenRouter. They have a bunch of different models you can choose from. And you need a way to host it. So if you're just running locally on your machine at home playing around, you can do it that way. If you're going to run on Nifty or, try to have it running persistently, you're going to want to run it on a service such as Railway or a self-hosted service. We're not going to go over that stuff today. Totally different topic. But again, it's just takes a couple of minutes. Once you have Bash installed, run a couple of commands, boom, boom. It says start, create, and run your first agent in 3 minutes. Might take you 10 to 15 the first time, but after that, I believe that you can get it. So it's all right here. If anybody has questions on how to do it, let me know, and I can help you on the backside. So you get your agent installed. You got to get them into Nifty. Again, we have Nifty docs for that. If you need help, I can help with that as well. But again, that's another conversation. And this, we're not really going to be going over how to create scripts to send anything. We're just going to be kind of running down the possibilities, what we can do in game, possible future applications, and just kind of spitball. So, let's see here. All right. So I think what we'll do, I think we're going to dive into the scripted game portion first, because we're covering the Infernal Engine game and AI agents. So I guess the first thing we're going to look at in terms of creating the game itself, we're not actually going to create it. I already got it created. It's a mess. So the first thing we have to do we want to play a game? Let's play it.
Yes. Do it.
Let's play it.
I still never found a frog on that frog game, by the way.
You haven't found a frog?
Mm-hmm. Not even
Look
once.
harder. Dig a little deeper.
Wanna give a quick overview on what's this game about? For
Okay,
those who watch it.
so this is Feed the Infernal Engine. The Infernal Engine is an entity in the netherworlds that is constantly running. It's fueling the universe, and what we're doing is we're feeding it. So we're going out, we're collecting bones, and we're returning them here to the Infernal Engine. Each bone you pick up, you're slowing down. So you can carry a maximum of 3 bones, but each one slows you down. So it's a matter of, do you carry one and just zip back and forth really quick, or do you weigh yourself down and max carry?
I think with the new update, some things
Yeah, I would definitely
funny.
scary.
Are you able to move fast at max carry? Or does it
I'm
slow
not.
you down?
It slows me down.
Okay. So I made some tweaks because the update they made to scripting actually shows you when it's a network or an async call. So gave you a little bit more insight, and I was able to just throw a couple of weights on some nodes and hoping that that actually clears it up, because I was having an issue in the past where there was always one person that would have full speed. And I don't know if that was caused by them being in the trigger area when the game started, or if it was an async issue. So now the winner of this game, whoever takes first place, is going to feed the engine in our Discord. So what's going to happen is Nifty is going to expose the game complete event to Mad Dog. Mad Dog is going to look at that, going to take a look at the user's wallet address and their Nifty user ID, and we're going to hit a resolve endpoint that I created for the Infernal Engine. He'll send that Nifty user ID and the wallet address to the resolve and see if we get back a Discord ID, see if they're in our Discord. And if they are, we will feed the engine the amount that the first place player got. So I took first place. I burned 8 bones. If you see there on stream. So then I can go over to my Discord here. Go over to the Infernal Engine. Get this up on the right screen. And of course it didn't work. Why would we? Why would we? So now we get to troubleshoot live, I guess.
Yes, sir.
World event, game complete. So what might have happened is I stayed up really late last night working on this, so Mad Dog would send would do it based on score. However, I may have it so we're parsing the JSON data incorrectly, because the way they structure this, I might not have it right. So here's what they're sending us. All right. Just get this up here. So this is what they sent us. So at the end of every game, Nifty sends us this data. They give us the island ID, user ID. This is just showing us here. So we got the user ID. That's me, JacobRiley. My score was 8. I won. And my sub scores, this is something we actually need to hit the team up about. Our name and our value are the same. So we're not getting a score name passed correctly to the agent. So we have score and sub scores. So this is really cool when I saw this. So right now, we have the one score. So we're going to be able to take our feed score and plug that in. But now if you're in Skelly Friends Discord, you know that, we have repair and clean as well. So we can add repair and clean functions in our custom game and add clean scores to that. And since we're going to be also sending that data to the agent, we can allow the user to feed, clean, and repair all in one game since we're getting all of that data. So just a neat little twist, with the update that they made to these agents, that we can expand the functionality that we already have that, was already really cool, and we can make it even better. So now, normally we would get that and we would get a message in Discord. When's the last time that happened? All right. So 3:32 a.m. was the last time anybody fed via the Infernal Engine. So this is what it should look like. You see Monere fed 11, 11, 11. I fed 9, and Future Ghost fed 9. So it was working at some point this morning. And those were all solo games. So I'm kind of curious now if it's just the way that parsing that data. I have got to test this out now.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, 6. Oh, no, you're not in there. Okay, so I wonder if we're doing it, trying to send user data that's not in there. Man, I don't need to troubleshoot right now. I want to troubleshoot, dang it. Okay.
You're good.
Troubleshoot.
So we're just going to go into the game logic again. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so as you saw there were bones. Here we go. We have bones. And they're scattered about. All these little lines are bones leading back to the center. So when we start a game, we're deleting a portion of them that's set in an integer. So we start the game, we have all these bones, we run a script to, come on. I call it spawn and pick up bones. Really, it's delete and pick up bones. So we start the game and we have a 50% chance to delete all the bones. So each bone runs a script. Should I delete? Yes, no. Okay, so then it goes through. Once that's done, we have our live bone score. That live bone score is important because when that hits 0, the game ends, or the first player to reach 11 wins. So Also in this bone script, we're attaching, my cat's still chewing on that. We're attaching the pickup script. So the pickup script is, it's gonna, number one, tell you, wait, pick up the bone. It's going to remove the object instance in game of that bone. It's going to add a point to your carry score or your hold score, and it's going to slow you down. So it's pretty simple. There's a lot of nodes there that make it look confusing, but a lot of it's just extra logic. For like, this is all just for slowing your player down for each bone you pick up and just running checks. So I don't know how many people in here have scripting yet. Just takes a little bit of poking around and you kind of learn what the nodes do, and you can get through it pretty easily. So that's our bones. After that, we go to our feed the engine custom game script. So we can attach individual scripts of the bones into our larger custom game script. And all this is pretty much doing is updating our player UI. If you saw on the screen, so every time I picked up a bone, it said, return to the infernal engine and had a bone icon. And then every time I entered that trigger area, we're getting that screen shake. We're resetting those UI updates and resetting scores and adding to our player score. We're removing our carry bones or held bones here, right? So when a player enters our trigger, our engine trigger, we're checking to see if they're holding bones, right? If they're not holding bones, if we're holding 0, we're telling them to bring bones and starting over. They enter and they have greater or equal to more than one bone. We're adjusting the score. We're burning a bone, we're adding to their bone score, removing from their held bone score, shaking their camera, telling them to go out, bring us more. If that puts their score at 11, we're also ending the game. So a couple of conditions in there that just make all this work. Pretty simple, but at the end of the day, what happens is we're sending our burn bone score. So that's the most important thing in this game right now, is our burn bone score. And we can take a look at that here. I do not know Laser Merle, if you're in here. So we can set custom scores in our scripted games that are pretty powerful. They can do a lot of stuff. They can do a lot more than scoring right now. They can simulate carrying an item, whatever it may be. So what we're doing is we're taking our burn bone score here, and we're sending that to our Mad Dog. And eventually what we're going to be able to do is add on to our live bones and burn bones, and we'll be able to do, say, repaired. Way Wisp made this infernal engine asset here. The way Wisp made this, we're missing a tooth here. So we're going to be able to take this tooth out here, place it around the island. You're going to be able to go pick up that tooth somewhere, and that's going to go into, maybe not pick it up, maybe you'll have to do something. We'll just say stand over it now. Same thing you have to do for the bones. You'll pick that up, you'll get a repaired score. Heck, we might even return the tooth to that spot. We might even be able to respawn that there. And then at the end of the game, in addition to your burn bone score, now you're going to have a repair score. All right. My cat is like mega distracting me. I'm sorry. So we're going to be able to take this, we're going to have our data here, in addition to our 8. So that this 15 right in here, right now, this is our live bone score. But imagine this, we have our repair and our value is 1. So now you're going to be able to feed the engine and repair it all in the same game. We can send all that information to the agent and he can handle it on the back end, along with any other service that he's interacting with to reach our goal. So yeah, we're getting that score data from Nifty. We're giving that to the agent, and then we're feeding that into Discord. So let me take a peek, Ski. I can't help it right now. Nobody join this game, please. I'm doing this. We're doing this. We're going to troubleshoot. I believe the reason we didn't feed the engine was because it was an array of data, and I did this at 3 a.m. and I wasn't thinking clearly.
I think it might be the Discord part because I'm trying to just do like feed or clean or any of that, and it's failing. Interaction failed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So it might be something on Discord.
Huh.
It wouldn't let me clean either.
Okay.
Or it was thinking really, really hard. It just kept thinking. It didn't come up with nothing.
Well, let me take a look at another application and all right, so yeah. The errors are coming from the engine. Well, that's something else to troubleshoot. Well, I will have to do that after the fact. So I may just give that a quick restart. Because it seemed like it was working fine. We'll see what happens here. It's thinking. Bab is salty. So I guess the biggest thing I can say for everybody, and they're wondering like, yeah, this is all cool, but how do I do this? We live in a really amazing time. AI agents are extremely capable. You can do a lot, like almost to a dangerous degree. if you're not careful. So my advice to everybody is, install an AI agent locally on your machine. Get Eliza, play around with it if you're interested in this stuff, and then download Cursor. Cursor is code editing software that has an AI agent integrated into it. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use Cursor's proprietary LLM, whatever you want to use. You can get silly with it, creating things that you probably didn't think you could. Again, to like almost a dangerous degree to where you can really screw yourself if you're not careful in a number of ways. So OPSEC is crucial, making sure you're not exposing API keys when you shouldn't. Those kinds of things. So yeah, I highly recommend everybody, if you're looking at Feed the Infernal Engine and you're like, how can I create something like that? Download Eliza, ElizaOS.ai and Cursor. So Cursor is just, again, it's a code editing software. You manage all your files over here, right? And then
Jacob, sorry to
you can
cut you off,
have-
but I'm
Yeah.
a bit curious. How did you link the Nifty's AI agent to a Discord bot?
Yeah, so the way I did that was through wallet address. So, because Skelly Friends, I created Roll Guardian. I was having a bunch of issues with Vulcan, not giving correct rolls. It was really bad. So I switched to Collabland, and the way they aggregated your holdings, if you had NFTs in two separate wallets and you were trying to give somebody a roll for holding like 100 of an NFT, but they had 50 in one wallet and 50 in another, you couldn't get the roll for 100 because they wouldn't aggregate the wallets together. So I was like, Vulcan was just, not working. Like half the rolls you wouldn't get even if you had the NFTs. And I went to Collabland and they had that issue. And I was like, does nobody make a decent freaking NFT verification bot for Discord? I couldn't find anything. And I was even paying for the professional version of Collabland, so I took it upon myself to just build a Discord verification bot. So I did that, been for the last year, verifying people's holdings, collecting their wallet addresses and tying them to a Discord ID. So I had everybody in the community's wallet address and Discord community or Discord ID tied together. So when Nifty started sending us the wallet addresses from players in Nifty, all I needed to do was match that in my database. So when somebody goes and talks to Mad Dog, or when they play Feed the Infernal Engine and Nifty sends us that ID, the first thing Mad Dog does is resolve it. The first thing he does is he looks at that wallet address and that Nifty ID. He sends that, and that's why it's not working right now, because he just sends that to the Infernal Engine. I have endpoint set up on the Infernal Engine that he resolves that. So if the Infernal Engine, if we have somebody with that wallet address, we send back their Discord ID, so then he can hit the correct endpoint to feed the engine for them in Discord or tag them in Discord. If we don't have Amos, I think I have it fixed now once this stuff gets going. If they don't have a wallet ID that matches in our Discord, he checks their Nifty ID. If we have an account with a Nifty ID that matches a Discord ID, because, say like Lovely or Amos, they have their wallets hidden, he should still resolve now. I fixed that last night, I think, as I say that as I have stuff not working right now. But yep, so we're just taking a look at wallet addresses. That wallet address is
Mhm. Yep.
powerful, and because it's verified on both ends, we know that that user is true, right? Like, because in Discord, you have to do a bio verification on OpenSea or Magic Eden, so we can verify that that wallet is owned by you. Same thing in Nifty, you have to sign the transaction. We know that wallet is owned by you. So we're not making any assumptions. I don't know if Old Hatter's in here. Do we have Old Hatter?
True, he's been cooking a lot of stuff with like in-game endpoints and all that. Do you know what current set of endpoints do we have for in-game events right now?
For in-game events, so the type of data that we get sent to agents are world tick messages, which are every 10 minutes. That just tells us who's on the island, basically. Then we have game completed events. We have another new one now, thanks to Old Hatter's request, is fish caught. So I actually haven't had a chance to look into that yet, so I don't know what data we're getting. I don't know if we're getting, fish type and weight, which I'm assuming we are. That would be really cool.
Yep.
Mad Dog tells you hit your cap. Sorry, I got distracted looking in chat. That's old. Yeah, so world tick, game complete, and then when you go and speak with him, just approaching him, that sends a message to the agent, and a lot of the information. So when you're setting up an agent on your island, there's a bunch of check boxes. It's like, do you want to send them this? Do you want to send them that? Do you want to send them this? That's what a lot of that information does. So when you click those boxes, each time you go speak to that agent, it's sending that agent that information. So he's got some relevant information about the island to work with. There's a lot of other really cool things that you can do to make your agent more knowledgeable. And I guess we could take a look into that really fast, because this is really cool, because this gives your agent information about your island, your project, whatever it may be. You can take that and do what you will, create storylines with it, immerse your island visitors a little bit deeper in lore. All right, so when you set up Eliza, you don't have to run your agent with the database. You can just have your agent running and go back and forth with it and have it doing all these actions, and that's fine. But if you want your agent to, perform as a support bot, if you want it to learn, build relationships with people, remember things, you have to, give it a memory or a database or a knowledge base. There's what's called RAG knowledge, and a couple of other different terms. We don't really need to go into that. The most important thing is the knowledge base itself, because you can either upload data beforehand. So if you have, specific lore or information that you want the agent to know, that, when people are like, hey, if you in Skelly Friends Discord, you're like, hey, how do we repair the Infernal Engine? Mad Dog can tell you how to repair the engine, because I've uploaded data telling him how. You can also have it so, as you're interacting with them, they will save knowledge to their database that is relevant, and they feel will be useful down the line. And you can kind of tune that as well. So you can see in the knowledge base here, about Marrow, I uploaded this on the 31st of December, just a basic information about Marrow, our off-chain rewards token. So you can go ask Mad Dog about Marrow, how it works, and he's going to pull his knowledge about Marrow from this. He may even update this. He may add to it, right? To further his understanding over time. So you can see in some of these, so look, about roles, about Marrow, about Infernal Engine. So he was writing some memories this morning into the knowledge base. So he was updating these this morning. So it's really cool the stuff you can do, you know, and then again you can difference between memories and knowledge, right? Like so he can reference back to memory. So this is actually how okay, so this is I guess a neat little thing. So this is his memories is how we're limiting the reward. So when you see all these rewards in here, so after you play a game with Mad Dog, you know, you can go and get your reward from him when everything is working correctly. And, you know, you can do it every so often. Well, he's looking at his memories to see how often he should be sending you the rewards. He knows that he should only be sending them to you every 10 minutes. So you play a game or every 3 minutes, whatever it is, you play a game, you go back and you try to, you know, get another reward. He's literally looking in his memory, being like, no, you already got yours. Don't be greedy. So it's really cool the stuff that you can do, you know, you can get in and you can get absolutely silly with these agents, you know, the different plugins that you can add, you know, so I can chat with Mad Dog right here, right? This is the same Mad Dog. This is the same Mad Dog that's in game or in Discord, right? So this is just a web UI for it. You know, you can do this, run it locally or access it on the web, but you can add to your agent's knowledge, right? You can chat with them. You can add their information, edit their character, right? Edit their bio, give them information, edit their style, add plugins, right? So like, what do you want to do? You want to add, you know, coin market cap. So people can go up to your agent in game and, you know, ask them what the price of Island is in game. One thing that I'm hoping that we get soon for agents is the ability for them to essentially prompt you first, right? So you go up to an agent instead of it being like, hey, this is Mad Dog. What do you want to say to him? You'll go up to him in like an NPC in a game. He'd be like, hey, I'm Mad Dog. And by the way, the price of Island today is this. Have you bought any? You know, you'll just be able to do stuff like that. So you can add these providers, right? So agents, the way their workflows go, you know, we have actions and providers. These are essentially like would be your provider, you know, and it's just a matter of what you want to do, what actions we take, you know, with the data we get from our providers. So Nifty, again, is a provider, and we're looking at what actions do we want to take with the data that the provider is giving us. Well, you know, we want to feed the engine. We want to send an NFT, you know, or it's just people are hanging out on my island. You know, I want to send them a message in Discord saying, hey, Fab, I seen you been hanging around Win at Willie's. Are you going to do something? You know, stuff that's just as simple as that. So, okay. I realize right now, I'm going to ask everybody, give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. We can wrap
Good.
this up.
I just used the Infernal Engine and it worked again. So I think whatever you did got it working.
Nice. It's probably magic.
I got my reward, so it's back.
So I don't know where time went. I ordered a coffee before I started this thing, and it's been sitting on my doorstep for almost an hour.
You got double dash, bro.
Yeah, dude. Luckily, we're not midsummer, so this thing isn't just a hot fucking. It's an iced coffee, right? So
Mm.
if it were summer, it would be fine because it would still be 150 fucking degrees. Pardon my French. Or is that German? I don't know. Fab? Is that German or French? Fuck.
Don't say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said to repeat it.
Yeah, he said repeat it. He said repeat it. Don't say it again to Fabio. Leave him curious like that.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you can do with these agents. And I guess there's some other actions in Nifty that I haven't messed around with for a while and I need to get back into it. But they have their actions within game. So we have our actions that we're taking, right? Like feed and everything else, the out of game actions that we're taking through these agents. But in game we have the chat, obviously, emote, and host lobby. So eventually, I believe we're gonna get some more actions in game. What that looks like, I have no clue. Maybe they can trigger something within a custom game or some other action. So maybe they'll get some of their own nodes. Who knows?
Jacob, I'm mainly curious, like, where do you see these endpoints from Nifty side? Because I'm not sure if they're in the AI document that we released, and I'm curious to know that.
What? Do what now?
I'm mainly curious, like, where do you get this set of endpoints from Nifty's game side and all that? Like, if there's a list or something inside in game.
Oh. So yeah, they have the agent documentation. I maybe could.
Oh, I'm sending the link. I have the link for that one.
Yeah. Let me.
There you go.
You got it there?
So, drop it in the side chats.
Yeah, that's it right there. So that's not been updated with the newest changes. So I'm sure they'll have that up to date, in the next little bit. There's a lot that changed, so I don't know who handles that, but in terms of, how Eliza works, since, like I said, since the last time, it has completely changed in terms of how you install. It is so much easier to install Eliza today than it was a year ago. I know Nifty, you can also use, base agents and a few others, but really, I haven't messed with a bunch of the others. I messed with the base agent kit. It wasn't as easy as Eliza. I mean, this thing it's just made to be like the Apple of agents, right? Just plug it in and go. Customize, and like I said, cursor could be your best friend and worst enemy depending on how you use it. You can do a lot with it. You can learn a lot. You might even accidentally teach yourself a little bit about coding. So agents built with Eliza OS use TypeScript. So that's what you're going to be dealing with there. A cursor doesn't care; it'll do whatever. But if you're wanting to dive in and learn a little bit about programming and coding and AI agents, TypeScript, Cursor, and Eliza OS will be your best friends. It's a deep rabbit hole you can get lost down for months. Trust me, I've been there. That is the best watered down iced coffee I've had in my whole life.
What coffee is it?
It's an iced white mocha. I got I drink hot, straight black coffee most of the time, but like once a week, I like to get like a floofy drink with whipped cream and chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate.
Hi, peeps.
Yo.
Listen, hi.
Hi, people.
Ooh, I got a Delta B33.
Delta P33. 33 bit Delta 3.
How we all doing in here?
Take care, bro. Just listening to
What map you on,
Jacob.
6?
Living the dream.
6, you still in here, bro?
Yes, sir. Hear me?
No, I'm talking about in the game.
What the fuck?
I don't see you.
Oh,
Are you
in
still
game?
online?
Nah, I'm not in game. Not in game.
Wow, I want to show you some stuff.
Maybe after this workshop. Let's let Jacob finish this workshop first.
Yeah. I don't know how much else I got. I gotta fix the infernal engine endpoints. Obviously, we're having issues there. Has anybody else tried it since I restarted?
Daddy said it worked now.
It's
It worked.
working now.
It worked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, I gotta mess with some stuff. We're
The
having-
website is, I mean, on the Discord is not working.
What do you mean?
Like I'm trying to feed and clean and it's still doing interaction failed.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll have to dig into that and see what's going on. I'm sure my updates last night just completely screwed everything up. So
Ooh.
I've
Figure out
said that only the
where and why.
rewards are working.
the reward command is
Yeah,
working?
so the rewards is working, but the feed and clean and all that is not. On the
Okay.
island as well.
Okay. Well, that'll be fixed. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I got. If you have any questions, fire away.